about?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into podcast Room 303. Introducing one co-host with more nuggets than Chick-fil-A, Nick Morahan. Executive producer until we find someone better, Eric Washington. Nobody really knows what he does around here, Nevada Putnam. And now, the single greatest thing to happen to hosting in history, Jermaine Antonio Colon Mendez. On with the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into podcast Room 303, episode 325. I'm your host, Jermaine Colon Mendez. These are the executive producers, the Nutty Putty, and the EP. You can't see the EP currently, but today's episode, we'll get into the 2025 NFL Divisional Breakdown, NFC East, as explained by Eric's conspicuous absence. We'll get into a blind five. We'll do a pop culture pick. I'm in a head-to-head review, as always. How are you doing this evening, Nevada?
I'm doing pretty well. We're going to be breaking our 90-degree heat starting tomorrow. We're going to start dipping into the 70s. It's going to be nice and chilly out.
A hell of a drop-off.
Yeah, it'll be a nice little reprieve of this little surface of hell that we've been living on for the last few weeks. So other than that, doing pretty well.
Eric's been living on the surface of hell lately. How you been doing, Eric?
I'm mad as hell, bro. All right. You know what I don't like about this new era that we're living in, this new whatever you want to call it? Listen, Cracker Barrel was fine the way it was, okay? You didn't have to tear the joint down. You didn't have to change the logo. You didn't have to remove the stuff from the stores. You knew what you were getting when you went to Cracker Barrel. And if you didn't want to go to Cracker Barrel, then just don't go to Cracker Barrel. But they ruined it. This DEI fucking hires ruined it, bro. And it's upsetting because it's like a childhood memory going into there and just wilding out in the store, the country store, just playing with the toys, getting candy, getting all kinds of trouble, and then going and having a good old country southern meal. And they just ruined it, man. Ruined it. And it's just for no reason. For no reason.
For those of us who have thought Cracker Barrel has been shit since its inception, will you enlighten us on what you are ranting about?
So they got this new CEO lady, and she spent like $400 million to rebrand it. They've changed the logo. They removed the old barrel and the old dude from the logo. The stores don't have any of the knickknacks and the candies and all the cool shit you can play with as a kid and buy. Now it's just like every store looks like they're still slowly changing them, but they're moving towards like a modern, like minimalist. Like they just have kind of it's just not country. It's not Cracker Barrel anymore. It's not
my America.
Yeah.
That's the opposite of what Cracker Barrel is.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're messing with the soul of what this place is. Like, look, some people might associate that stuff with racism. Look, that's how you view the world. I view it as a kid. I used to love going in there, eating some good food, and playing with all the stuff and having a good time with my dad. Like I never saw anything. You know, people are like, "Oh, it was a racist institution." Like, I don't know how. But if that's how you guys want to view it, that's your fault. That's how you view it. To me, it was just a restaurant with cool shit to do as a kid.
They always welcomed me. I don't know how it's racist.
I don't know, man. It's just it's frustrating. Like it was fine the way it was.
Well, it was not because it wasn't making money. But
yeah, and every time I've been there, I've never thought of race going to the Cracker Barrel.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like
I thought of old people.
Yeah.
I thought of country living, rocking chairs, grandma sitting on the porch with knitting something with a fresh glass of lemonade.
The booze with the 3 X's.
Wait, what?
The booze jar with the 3 X's.
Oh, yeah. Mason jars, like that's what that shit was about. Like Southern living, it wasn't about whatever, dude. It's just frustrating. Like they're tearing everything down in the name of something that it doesn't even apply to. Fucking
all for the people who don't eat at that place.
Yeah, I guarantee you the people crying about it will never be caught eating at a fucking Cracker Barrel.
Well, first of all,
on the other hand, my fat ass would be there every week if there was one near me.
I don't think anybody was crying about it, so we gotta take that back.
We're crying because they changed it.
Well, they cried. Yeah, you crying right now when they changed it.
We'll change it back.
They didn't change it because people were crying.
Like, let me see if I can pull this up.
They changed it to make money, and I don't know if that's gonna work for that. They just alienated the people who went there.
Well, look, now the first thing I pulls up when I Google this, right? August 21st, 4 hours ago, Cracker Barrel shares plummeting after pushback on new logo and brand refresh. Like, nobody wanted this.
They spent $400 million. Sorry, go ahead, Nevada.
Oh, jeez. I was going to say, when Eric was saying all the changes they were doing, it seems like the exact opposite of what they want to do financially, because that's going to have a big backlash. And apparently we're already seeing it.
What is this? What was wrong with the old logo?
They spent $400 million on that?
Well, no, not part of the rebrand, not just $400 million on that. They're rebranding the stores, remodeling the stores and stuff too.
So sorry. The $400 million is also including store rebrand.
Yeah. They're not.
Are we talking about internal refreshers, or are we just talking about putting this shitty logo on the front of all the stores?
No, internal refreshers too. They're changing the entire layout of the stores.
So that's like replacing tables, repaint. That's what we're including in it.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure for the listeners, because we're not talking about $400 million spent on obviously paying to get a new logo. But what I'm trying to express to you is they have to put that logo on every existing Cracker Barrel place, right? So if they have a billboard, they got to replace that. If they have the Cracker Barrel sign on their building, they got to replace that. Anything that has the old Cracker Barrel logo on it, they got to replace that. So I don't make sure that when we're talking about $400 million spent on a rebrand, we're also it is evident, like it's saying in the article crystal clear, that they have replaced tables, they have changed layouts, they have done this, that.
Look at this. This is what the new Cracker Barrel looks like inside. None of the cool shit.
It's like a brand new, I wouldn't say upscale, but like upscale Denny's is what it looks like.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. I know that wasn't a really good video. They just started doing this, so there's not like a lot of them done yet. But the ones that they have, they look really minimalist. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I'll tell you what, I guarantee you, it's not to say that the food was good in the first place, but it ain't gonna be nothing close if they go to this plain Jane Denny's setup. Cracker Barrel, half of it's for all the knickknacks and shit everywhere, and the
selling the chairs out front.
Exactly. You take all that away, it's just that's no bueno. I don't like it.
I'm not a Cracker Barrel guy, so don't get it twisted. Don't hear what I'm not saying. I do not eat and will not eat at Cracker Barrel. Regardless, they could have fucking sent me to space to have pancakes. I'm not going to Cracker Barrel. They don't fucking salt anything. They don't salt anything. Oatmeal, grits, pancakes, French toast, eggs, bacon. Throw some salt on some things. Like, why is it I'm getting the dish and there's no flavor and I'm the one who has to just...
I feel like that might have been like a product of where you were, the one you went to.
Oh, okay. So the one in Florida, the one in Indiana, the one in Virginia, the one in
all those suck, dude. I don't know.
The one in Arkansas, the one in Oklahoma. Because I hate to break it to you, but when my grandpa we were going to Cracker Barrel.
Hey,
when we was riding,
sometimes you gotta. I was telling you, dude. Like,
bro, their syrup didn't even have flavor.
All right, dude.
I'm just saying, Cracker Barrel.
Look, I'm not. This isn't the hill I'm gonna die on. Like with you arguing if Cracker Barrel is good or not. Like, if you don't like it, you don't like it. That's fair. But
first of all, a ton of people love it, so obviously it's good. What I am saying is the trope of white people not seasoning.
Yeah.
The Cracker Barrel established.
To me, it's not even necessarily that the food is that great, or it's just like, what is the point in changing this stuff? Like, what are you trying to achieve? Like, it was fine as they lost money doing this.
No, they were basically, it was this or go out of business.
Well, then go out of business.
When's the last time? Hold on, respectfully.
10 toes, dude.
Respectfully, when's the last time you ate at a Cracker Barrel?
It was in Phoenix, probably like 2017. I haven't seen one out here, bro.
I'm just saying, like, you've been other places. And you ain't be like, let's go to Cracker Barrel. You ain't telling that to people. You know what I mean? Like, that's why they're doing all this.
Waffle House hasn't changed their style.
Waffle House is Waffle House. You know what you're getting there.
Yeah, but Waffle House also doesn't have the same amount of real estate as a Cracker Barrel.
Yeah,
they got more buildings than Cracker Barrel does.
Right, but more buildings. A bigger building is more expensive than two small buildings.
We don't need to go into the economics of breakfast joints.
I love how Nevada was going to be like, I was just like, well, we're paying by square footage, big fella, but all right, respectfully. Now, fair enough. Look, if Waffle House is the beacon you want to stand on, first of all, Waffle House is basically McDonald's for sit-down breakfast. But, yeah, no, fair enough.
McDonald's is the sit-down for McDonald's breakfast.
Those McGriddles fuck. I don't care what anybody says.
And all I'm saying is, look, Waffle House is tight when you're hammered at 2 a.m.
No doubt.
I ain't never been 10 a.m. I'm more likely to say 10 a.m. let's hit a Cracker Barrel than I am to say let's hit a Waffle House. Like,
for me personally, I see Waffle House and Taco Bell on even planes where it's like,
thank you.
You're not like noon. You're like, man, I could crush some Taco. There might be a little hint of like I could do some Taco Bell, but when you get it, you're like, man, this is way better at like 1 or 2 in the morning when you're coming back somewhere. Same thing with Waffle House.
Yeah, for sure.
We should just stay drunk all the time then, because everything's better when you're drunk.
Huh?
What was that look?
Driving's not better when you're.
Oh, well, obviously, don't drink and drive. We do not do that on this podcast, and if you do it, shame on you, you bastard.
No, see, I just crack up because everyone always does these blanket statements, and I'm just like, dude, what are you talking? Could you imagine running 3 miles drunk?
I can't imagine running 3 miles sober.
I've done a beer mile.
First of all, Nevada, that's the craziest sentence ever. You need to get your shit together because you do be needing that. Eric, also accurate, have done that. I'm just saying, like, 3 miles drunk sounds terrible.
Yeah, but imagine how good the tacos will be after. You'll be hungry and fucking drunk. Tacos will be fire. I could eat 24 of those at that time.
I ain't making it, dog. I'm falling out. They finding me in a river somewhere, dude. Face down.
All right, let's
get into it.
We derailed this as much as possible.
I love how you said we. It was your opening topic, dude.
I just wanted to point it out, dude. All right. So last week was week 32 of the head-to-head. A couple more wins last week. Jermaine went 1-2, putting him at 33-63 on the season, up 17.82 units. Man, that's crazy. Nick went 1-2 as well, putting him at 35-61, up 28.28 units. Nevada went 2-1, putting him at 44-52, and up 58.89 units, making him still the leader in both wins and units. And then I put up a donut, 41-55 on the season, up 43.74 units. But that was strategic. I wanted to get below 10 from Nevada so I could start putting in a weekly parlay and so I could catch up right quick. So that was strategic.
Bold move, Cotton.
Right. List things I believe for 1,200.
Hey, man, you don't got to be a dick about it.
I beg to differ. Let's go ahead and get into pop culture pickup, the thing Eric wants to replace. For those of you listening, let us know if you want to replace pop culture pick'em because Eric hates it. He thinks it's the drizzling shits.
Okay, I didn't. Wow, dude, it's just a whole bunch of leaps there, dude. That was unbelievable.
You said it.
You said it. All right.
Enhance.
This week's pop culture pick'em is top 5 movie duos. The order is myself, Jermaine, and then Nevada on the turnaround. I am torn on who to go with the 101.
Go with the one I'm not picking.
All right, bet. I know I'm gonna get grief for this because there's a couple more that should be here, but I'm going Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker.
Solid. Liam Kata.
I don't think anyone's gonna give you grief for that one, brother. But I'm ecstatic to be here at the 102 with my guys on the board. So give me Luke Wilson and Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, that was on my list. Damn it. But I mean, honestly.
All right. I went with actual movie characters, but if need be, we can put the actors in there.
I mean, I could go with the actors' names.
I'm gonna go with Brennan Huff and Dale Doback from Step Brothers.
So you could put Agent Lee and Agent Carter, Eric.
Dude. All right. This is gonna get tricky for a lot of these movies. I'm just gonna put the actors for now.
Just put the movie on in parentheses.
Yeah, I will. Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly?
Correct.
Yeah. All right, hit me on your turnaround, Nevada.
I think for the next one, if we're going with actors, it'll be Brad Pitt and why did I just blank on his name? I can see his face.
Don't say George Clooney. Don't take a pick off my list.
No, not George Clooney. Morgan Freeman. Jesus.
Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman.
In 7.
Oh.
Detective Mills and Detective Somerset.
Excellent movie, dude. Just watched it the other day.
You spelled it wrong. There's a 7 in the title.
Yeah, I know, but it's just fucking asshole.
So show some respect on that movie.
Don't start with me. All right, Jermaine, you're up.
Don't start with him. Too late. We've been started. I would hate to not get this duo, so I'll take Al Pacino and Robert De Niro.
So you knew who was coming next, so you just did it to do it. What movie?
I don't know. Pick one, dude.
Nah, which movie?
All right, fine. 88 minutes.
That's great. Of all the dude, and you're sticking with that one. That's what you get. Fucker. Could it heat?
Your dumbass asked. You knew what movie. You was being a cut. You was being a cut about it, so I hit you at 88 minutes.
Right. I'm gonna go with.
You want to be a cut? I'll be a cut.
I'm gonna go with Chris Pine and Ben Foster. Hell or High Water. They've made a couple other movies together, but that's their best one.
Yeah, great movie.
And then on the turnaround here, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna do Seth Rogen and James Franco.
By the way, Robert De Niro isn't in 88 minutes.
What? So you want me to do Heat or Godfather?
It's the Heat, bro, or Heat.
Yeah, not that Heat. That's a weird movie with what's her name? Sandra Bullock.
Who's Robert De Niro?
Oh.
Oh, Robert De Niro.
Thanks, Nevada. Thanks, Nevada. Jermaine, you're up, buddy.
I know. I'll take Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman.
Which one?
Deadpool. Or Deadpool and Wolverine, I guess, is the actual title.
All right. For my next one, I'm going to go with Robert Redford and Paul Newman.
Fire.
Which one?
The one. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. There's a few you could pick from, but that's got to be the classic one.
That's the film I was looking for, dude. Righteous Kill was the Pacino De Niro film I was looking for.
Yeah, they're in that one. Yeah.
For the turnaround, I'm gonna go with Owen Wilson and Ben Stiller.
Why am I spacing out on the name of the movie?
Because you don't remember it.
Zoolander. Take it, Avetta. Jermaine.
I'll take Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling.
Okay, cool. The La La Land one or the
How I Met Your Mother. I'm just fucking with you.
Crazy Stupid Love?
Yeah, Crazy Stupid Love. You imagine them in How I Met Your Mother?
All right, since we're going, I'm gonna add a little female flirt of mine as well. I'm gonna do Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence. Since we are talking about the NFC East, might as well have Silver Linings Playbook in here today.
We get it. You liked them for almost 10 years.
Dude, we're not doing that. We're not doing that, dude. Don't do that.
What are you talking about? I didn't say anything.
All right, and then what's the last one I want to go here with?
There's some good ones on the board that I am shocked haven't popped up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go Brad Pitt and Edward Norton for Fight Club. Jermaine?
It's my last pick.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, we're definitely not doing any of my Brad Pitt picks because everyone decided to pick them all of a sudden fucking day. How dare they pick one of the best actors? So I'm torn. I've got like 4 pretty good choices here. I'm gonna go with Jennifer Aniston and Jason Bateman.
Well, they make a lot of good movies together. What is it, Horrible Bosses or the other one?
You just come on, dog. You can't even think of the other one. What you think, bro? Both times you're like, no,
not
what?
Switch. What's the one where he switches his his seed into the cup?
Explain a plot worse than that.
All right. He's single. He decides to have a kid. He gets all drunk and he spills the cup, so he replaces it with his. And then, she has the kid, and it's a happy ending.
Who's
When Harry Met Sally.
Oh, funny. Oh, that's your next pick.
No.
Oh, okay. That's a good deal, dude. They made
no.
It is. Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks is a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with one of my all-time favorites, Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's a great pairing. I would have picked The Breakup personally for like Jason Bateman and Jennifer Aniston, but Horrible Bosses is clearly the best movie. They just don't interact in that movie.
He's in The Breakup? Oh, he's the lawyer. He is in The Breakup. Dang.
He's like the main dude in The Breakup.
No, he's not. It's Vince Vaughn.
Nah, Vince Vaughn's trash, bro.
Oh, buddy.
See Jermaine pick 1.
I mean, that is the greatest comedy of all time, in my opinion.
He plays the same character. It is the greatest comedy of all time. I agree. I'm on the clock. Pick 108. Amon Ra, John T. McCaffrey, Nakua, Neighbors, H.N. or Collins.
McCaffrey. Guaranteed touches. He averaged 19.3 touches last year after he came back.
All right, I like that pick, but Nevada, who you going? St. Brown, John T. McCaffrey, Nakua, Neighbors, H.N. Collins.
Oh, wait, John T.
Is this a redraft or dynasty?
It's be redraft. It's a mock draft also.
Oh, It's hard
Guns
to pass
ahead.
up. Yeah, it's hard to pass up CMC.
All right, that's two
Yeah.
CMCs. Boom, we're
CMC.
going. Holy shit, we got to mute these draft sounds. That was crazy loud. All right.
All right, so let me give the list back real quick. Oh, no, we're doing honorable mentions still, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, honorable mentions is fine. Yeah.
I got The Rock and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
Dancing and Ty Smith.
I went the bougie, basic white girl route. I did Affleck and Damon. They just make fire movies together.
Oh yeah, that's a classic lineup right there.
I have Affleck and Damon on my honorable mentions. So I was shocked that nobody picked them, to be honest.
Schwarzenegger and DeVito, Farley and Spade.
Schwarzenegger.
Sandler and Barrymore.
I have Sandler and Rob Schneider.
Will Smith and Martin Lawrence.
And I have George Clooney and Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts. Oh, for Oceans.
Yeah, I think they're in a couple others as well. But yeah.
The Ocean movies.
Yeah, and then I put Legolas and Gimli. That's Lord of the Rings, Eric.
I know. Dude.
Yeah.
Legolas is my favorite character.
I'd say Frodo and Samwise, but we know that's a very one-sided duo right there.
Yeah, Sam's cool. The other one sucks.
Ridiculous. Carries the burden of the world, and everyone just shits on him. Crazy work.
Sam would have carried it better.
No chance. Everyone would have got corrupted. That was the point of the fucking movie.
I believe in Sam.
All right, I'm on the clock. Drake London, AJ Brown, Brock Bowers, Jonathan Taylor, Josh Allen, Bucky Irving.
Dude, you could have CMC and Bucky, and then you can get solid wide receivers down the line.
Who's the first one you said?
Drake London.
Brock Bowers is solid too. Dude's gonna get like 180 catches this year.
If you go wide receiver, I'd go AJ.
He's hurt though.
He's a better wide receiver than Drake London.
Debatable. 2 years ago, yeah, for sure. All right, AJ Brown it is. We'll see. You want to take that bet, Nevada? Who has more fantasy points this year? Drake London or AJ Brown?
How many bets do I have going on right now? I know we're going to get into one here in a little bit.
This is a betting podcast. You don't have enough.
I was going to say I've got a handful, and I can't even keep track of them now.
We're almost at 30 minutes. We're going to scrap that blind five, Nevada, for next week, so you can build on your list.
Too easy,
for sure. So top 5 movie duos. Let me know how I won again, obviously, because I understand that women are actresses just like men.
Men are actors, women are actresses. That's how they define.
Not anymore. Everyone's an actor now.
Oh, my bad. I was not there for that memo.
You know how dumb that makes, like, it just annoys me so much. It's just like, we literally give awards. Give awards based on
their own separate categories.
I was just like, you can't just like, all right, bet, guys. Like, if that's how you want to rock, that's how you want to rock. But all right, that's pop culture pick'em. Let's just go ahead and get into this. I know Eric's just chomping at the bit.
No, not really. I'm actually dreading talking about it because I know I got my biases, dude, and I can't get rid of them. I try, but I can't.
No, you don't try.
Don't.
Let's not get it twisted.
Yeah, fuck them.
I love it. I try. I was like, do you?
Not really. But I mean, it is what it is. But we'll get into it. So today, as we get closer to rounding out our divisional breakdowns, we have the NFC East. Last year's finishing order, the Eagles were first, 14-3. Commanders were second, 12-5. Cowboys were third, 7-10. And the New York Giants were fourth at 3-14. The bookmakers, the odds makers, the Vegas heads have it finishing in the exact same order again this year, but we'll jump into it. So Philadelphia plus 650, tied with the Ravens and Bills as the favorites to win the Super Bowl. Minus 135 to win this division, minus 400 to make the playoffs, plus 300 to miss the playoffs, and their win total is set at 11 and a half.
It's too high. Too high.
Go ahead, Jermaine.
He got all chapped. You heard him.
No, good.
So five games too high.
So the Philadelphia Eagles didn't resign anybody, and their fan base was distraught. They did bring in Azeez Ojulari, D-end outside linebacker from the Giants. Joshua Uche, same position from the Chiefs. Adoree Jackson, corner from the Giants. Kylan Granson, tight end from the Colts. Kendall Lamb, right tackle from the Dolphins. Charlie Hewlett, long snapper from the Browns. Who gives a fuck? Matt Pryor, guard tackle from the Bears. A.J. Dillon, running back from the Green Bay Packers. Also, who gives a fuck? Patrick Johnson, outside linebacker, defensive end from the Giants. Avery Williams, cornerback from the Falcons. Harrison Bryant and Terrace Marshall Jr., tight end, wide receiver, respectively, out of Las Vegas. Relinquished. They lost Milton Williams, Josh Sweat to the Patriots and Cardinals, respectively. Darius Slade joined the Steelers. Mekhi Becton joined the Chargers. Isaiah Rodgers joined the Vikings. Oren Burks joined the Bengals. Kenneth Gainwell joined the Steelers. Avonte Maddox joined the Lions. Fred Johnson joined the Jaguars. And Brenton Covey joined the Rams. Rumor is he can get onto their facility. In the draft, the Eagles took Jahad Campbell in the first round, Andrew Bakuba in the second round, Ty Robinson in the fourth, Mac McWilliams, Smail Mondin Jr., Drew Kendall, all in the fifth round, Kyle McCord, Miles Hinton, Cameron Williams, and Antoine Powell-Ryland in round 6. And they replaced offensive coordinator Kellen Moore with Kevin Patullo. Oh, we got to talk about trades. Of course, Harry Roseman has to make this segment long. He traded Kenny Pickett for Dorian Thompson-Robinson in a 5th-round pick. He traded Chauncey Gardner-Johnson in a 6th for Kenyon Green in a 5th. He traded – those are all draft picks. They traded Bryce Huff for a 5th. They traded Jacorian Bennett for Thomas Booker. And they traded Harrison Bryant in a 5th for John Mechie and a 6th.
The Eagles open up the NFL season home against the Cowboys. Then they'll go to Kansas City. They'll come home to host the Rams. Then they will go down to Tampa to play the Bucks. They'll host the Broncos. Then they'll go and play the Giants in New York, or I guess New Jersey. And then they'll go to Minnesota. Then they'll come home to host the Giants. Then they'll be back on the road against Green Bay. And then they will host the Lions. Then they will go into Dallas, home for the Bears. Then they'll go into LA, I almost said San Diego, to play the Chargers. Then they'll be home against the Raiders. Then they'll go to DC to play the Manders and up to New York to play the Bills before finishing out at home against the Manders.
And then we have the 4th hardest schedule in the league this year, with our opponent win percentage being 561.
Obvious fade then. Nevada, thoughts on this Eagles team?
I would say I'm concerned about all the pieces they lost, but Howie has shown he's been able to retool any way he wants. It'll be interesting to see how the offense plays out now that Kellen Moore is no longer there. Kellen Moore is historically a run-oriented kind of coach, so I'll be curious to see if the likes of A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith get a little bit more stats if they decide to open up the playbook a little bit. Obviously, I would anticipate a Saquon dip. For those of you who were not aware, Saquon ran for over 2,000 yards last year. Would you guys like to guess the top 3 running backs? Or we'll just start with this. The top 3 running backs the year following their 2,000 plus year.
Which 3 did the best following their top?
Correct. Following their 2,000-yard rushing season, who are the best running backs the following season?
Chris Johnson.
He is number 2.
Did LT ever hit 2K?
No. Adrian Peterson.
He is number 3.
All right, so we got 1 and 2. Derrick Henry got hurt after his, so I don't think it's Derrick Henry. Jamal Lewis.
Nope.
Jamal Lewis had 2,000 though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fuck it, Derrick Henry.
Nope.
OJ Simpson.
Nope.
Eric Dickerson.
Emmitt Smith.
Nope.
Dude. Barry Sanders.
Barry Sanders was number 1.
There we go.
Why the fuck did we not know
that? Adrian Peterson in 3rd place. His following year, he had 1,266 yards rushing. CJ2K had 1,364 rushing. And Barry Sanders had just a shade under 1,500 yards rushing following their 2,000-yard seasons.
So 1,500's the best.
1,500's the high water mark.
Yeah. I mean, there's significant regression coming, regardless. Like you don't hit 2,000 regularly. That's why we fucking all lost our mind last year. So it's not really shocking or anything from that nature. But honestly, look, they led so much. They're gonna have to throw the rock, despite popular opinion, according to Eric. I don't know. I don't listen to popular opinion, but Jalen Hurts could throw the football. I watched him do it against Patrick Mahomes twice in the Super Bowl where he cooked an elite defense. Yes, Steve Spagnuolo runs an elite defense. If you don't agree with me, kick rocks. A.J. Brown's phenomenal. Devonta Smith's arguably the best number 2 in the league. Like, you can make the case for it. 11.5 is just a beautifully perfect number. And I don't think they'll be as fortunate in one-score games. I don't think they'll be as efficient as they were last year. They were wildly efficient. I think the defense, despite popular opinion, is not – it's not bad. Don't hear what I'm saying. It's just not what the defense was last year. Obviously, that's what happens when you have to replace top performers with younger players. The secondary is a point of concern for me personally because they lost Maddox, they lost that Rodgers kid, and they lost another corner as well. We went over it just a second.
Darius
Slay. You don't just replace those kind of guys. And then where's James Bradbury? Was he already off the team last year?
Yeah, he was already gone.
Yeah, he was already gone.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of top end talent. They brought in Dory Jackson and Avery Williams to replace that. The problem is the front 4 is the front 4, regardless. No matter what, and no matter the opinion, it's always the front 4. They're always fire. The offense is going to be a juggernaut unless the offensive coordinator just can't wrap his head around it. I think 12 wins is the ceiling this year for them. And I know everyone's going to be like, how fucking dare you? That's only 2 wins less than last year. Relax, fucking people. Relax. Relax. It's okay to say that the defending champs lost 2 more games this year. People get fucking crazy when you talk about, oh, how dare you? 12 wins. 12 wins. So give me the over on this one. I think everyone's going to make a lot of noise on this schedule. And we're going to sit there and look at it and just be like, yeah, the Eagles are who we thought they were. You know what I mean? They'll lose 2 more games, but they're still a 12-win team.
Just to that point, Jalen Hurts is 18-4 against playoff teams in his career. So at the strength of schedule, whatever aspect you always want to look at, like at the end of the day, like you play who's in front of you and you either win or you lose, and he has a habit of winning. So
when he has to throw the rock, Jalen Hurts is good.
I mean,
problem
he was
is
2 years ago. Like, people forget.
2 years ago, he cooked the league passing. They just happened to get one Saquon Bartholomew Barkley last year and said, we're just going to hand the rock to him 400 times. Maybe not the exact number, but I'm not far off.
Yeah. Give or take a dozen.
Yeah. So I'm gonna sit here and weigh my pros and cons, but I will say yes to over 11.5, which is a crazy fucking number, and then yes to make the playoffs. I have been wrestling with this division. I don't know who I think is going to actually win it, which concerns the fuck out of me. So I'll defer to you, Nevada, unless I missed your picks, then I apologize.
No, I'm going under, but making the playoffs.
Right.
All right. Nobody else has any opinion on the Eagles. We will push on through to the Manders.
We're moving into Washington here. So Washington.
Nah, hold on. I'm flinching. I'm biased, Eric. What you looked at this schedule, you know your deficiencies probably better than anybody. I believe you didn't score in the first quarter last year. I think you've told me that a few times. Go ahead, give us unbiased, unflinching. What's the win count?
I think we'll go.
Just a number.
Number 13.
13. All right, bet. We'll get you at the end. Well, will you recap the whole division? I just wanted to know number 13. All right, that was reasonable. I wasn't expecting that.
17-0, motherfucker. All right, so Washington finished second last year, projected to finish second this year, plus 1,800 for the Super Bowl, plus 205 to win the division. Remember, guys, in your bets, there's never been a repeat. Sorry, not never. There has not been a repeat division winner in this division since 2000.
That's why I hit the pause. Like, I couldn't pick them because I know that. Last time I picked a repeat winner was the Philadelphia Eagles. Then they fucking shit the bed. So.
Yeah, it was bad. Anyway, so plus 205 to win this division. To make the playoffs is minus 160. To miss the playoffs is plus 130. And their over-under is set at 9.5. They have a bunch here, so let's see if I can make this like smaller so you can see.
Good Lord.
Just make it bigger and you're gonna have to scroll, bro.
Yeah.
I won't do what I do usually when I go for the re-sign. You can make it bigger. Like, you can get 10 on there. But so Javon Kinlaw was brought in from the New York Jets. Marcus Mariota re-signed. Von Miller was brought in from the Buffalo Bills. Jonathan Jones, corner, was brought in from the Patriots. Matt Gay, kicker, from the Colts. Dietrich Wise from the Patriots. Noah Brown was re-signed. Will Harris, the safety, joined from the Saints. Jake Martin, the outside linebacker, joined from the Bears. They re-signed a couple guys. Nick Bellor, Cleveland Farrow, Noah Igbinowe. I know how to say that name. I'm drunk. No, it's Bigonaway. Trenton Scott.
See the W at, cuz.
Brother, that's the language. I'm sorry. I'm not the one who creates how they pronounce these.
I think you're just freeballing here, but all right, go ahead.
I know that guy, actually. Trenton Scott also re-signed. They brought in Josh Johnson, quarterback from the Ravens. He's not good. Jalen Holmes, DN from the Commanders, re-signed, as well as Jeremy Nichols, running back, and Michael Dieter, center. Nate Herbig joined from the Steelers. Sheldon Day re-signed. Eddie Goldman joined from the Falcons. Duke Riley joined from the Dolphins. They re-signed KJ Osborne and Kevon Seymour. They brought in Foster Sorrell, tackle from the Chargers. Darryl Worley, corner from the Titans. And George Fant, right tackle from the Seahawks. Not to be confused with Noah, tight end variety. However, they did lose Jonathan Allen to the Vikings, Diami Brown to the Jaguars, Jeremy Chin to the Raiders, Dante Fowler Jr. to the Cowboys, Cornelius Lucas to the Browns, Benjamin St. Juste to the Chargers, Mikael Walker to the Cardinals, Olamide Zaccheaus to the Bears, and Derek Forrest to the Bills. As far as draft goes, in the first round, they took Josh Connerly Jr. out of Oregon, tackle to shore up the offensive line. Followed it up with a round 2 pick of cornerback Trey Amos out of Mississippi. No third round pick. Round 4, they took Jalen Lane. Wide receivers kind of had a nice showing in the preseason so far out of Virginia Tech. Skip round 5. Round 6, they took Kane Madrano, linebacker out of California, Los Angeles. Is that UCLA?
Yes.
Or does Cal have an LA squad? Like, why would they write it like that? Anyways, go ahead, Eric.
To be pretentious.
All right. Fair enough. Round 7, they took our favorite Bill Nye, the science guy, out of Arizona. He only played 17 snaps. I mean, he only had 17 touches for them, but he played for them. Ja'Cory Cross-Get-Merry, fantasy darling currently, and I'm on the clock. Let's see. Who do I take, bro?
Take JCM, dude.
Caleb Johnson, Mark Andrews, Roma Dunze, Jordan Addison, Tyrone Tracy, Jacoby Myers.
Ooh. So you can go with Rome for the potential upside, or you can go safe with Jacoby. Jacoby's got a quarterback now.
That is true. I'm going to go Caleb Johnson because I took Jalen Waddle and Jameson Williams back-to-back. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Fair enough. Let's keep it pushing. As far as trades go, the Washington Commanders had what we would call 2 very big trades. They sent a 5th-round pick, which became Jordan James, running back, to San Francisco for wide receiver Deebo Samuel. Name value is pretty significant. Then they went out and acquired left tackle Laramie Tunsil and a 4th-round pick that they turned into Jalen Lane for a 2nd, 4th, and 3rd. That 3rd was Jalen Noel, and the 2nd and 4th are 2026 picks. No changes from the coaching staff. Go ahead, Nevada.
All righty. The Commanders will open up at home against the Giants. Then they'll go into Green Bay. Then they'll come home to host the Raiders. Then they will head on the road against the Falcons and the Chargers. Then home against the Bears. They will then head into Dallas and Kansas City before coming home against the Seahawks and the Lions. Then they'll go to Spain to play the Miami Dolphins. Then they'll have a bye week is at 12, it looks like. Then after the bye week, they will host the Broncos. Then they will go into Minnesota against the Vikings, and then to New York to play the Giants before coming home against the Eagles, Cowboys, and then finish off in Philly week 18.
And they have the 8th hardest. They have the 8th ranked schedule with their opponent win percentage at 550.
They have the 8th, huh?
Mm-hmm. The entire NFC East and the entire NFC North make up the 1 through 8. They have those 2 divisions have the hardest schedule.
All right. It's interesting. Nevada, give us your breakdown.
I'm as far as Washington's concerned, I'm glad that Cliff Kingsbury stayed to have that continuity with Jaden Daniels. We saw what they were able to do last year. Now this year they'll be able to open it up a little bit more. I wouldn't be surprised if Cliff is going to be on the short list for head coaching jobs, towards the end of the year. But him with some other weapons, I would assume that Scary Terry's going to get a deal. I don't think the organization is dumb enough to let someone like that walk away or miss time just because of a contract. So I would anticipate them to get him back in there. But if not, that's going to be a massive hurdle to overcome. Defense still going to be solid. I think when we get down to the division winners, I think the division winner is going to be figured out week, do the math here, 16 and 18. Eagles and Commanders, two games, 3 weeks. I think that's the division right there between those 2 teams. I have them over, and I have them winning the division.
Consider me the pessimist of the pod. So, look, Jaden Daniels was phenomenal last year. I ain't saying anything on that. I don't like what's happening with Terry McLaurin. I don't like when players sit out the preseason and then ramp up for the regular season. You almost always see them not live up to the expectations. Almost always. Does not matter the position. It just is what it is. There's a reason why, old heads are always talking about we did 2-a-days where we hit each other like motherfuckers every single day, and then you go back and look at it, it's like those motherfuckers were never hurt. In 20 years, when they're all getting CTE level 3, maybe we're talking a different conversation, but
at least on the field, CTE is not a problem.
Yeah. Well, nobody's worried about chronic traumatic encephalopathy, bro. Like nobody's worried about that, dude. And also, like, they just put a lot of eggs in the basket of players that are they going to fulfill expectations, right? Terry McLaurin is still away from the team. He's been activated from the PUP. No contract in sight. Don't know what the expected result of that is. Left tackle Laramie Tunsil anchored the left side of one of the worst offensive lines in football last year. Has he lost it, or was that a byproduct of everyone else and he's still just as good? Deebo Samuel looked a step slow last year. Was he hurt? Was he beat up? Is it just a byproduct of playing on the San Francisco 49ers field because everybody gets hurt out there? They should definitely switch up their facilities. Like, that has got some ancient Indian burial ground type shit going on. It is crazy. So you're relying on a lot of guys. And then on top of that, you hemorrhaged guys that were productive for you. And now Brian Robinson is on the trade block. And for all that we've said about this isn't Dan Snyder's Commanders, it certainly feels like Dan Snyder's Commanders with all the offseason noise and buzz. Does Jaden Daniels repeat what he did last year and get better? If so, then this Commanders team no-brainer to make the playoffs. Historically, film of tape, they're no longer sleeping on you. Everyone's coming for you. You're playing a significantly harder schedule than you were the year prior. Nevada said Tunsil overall ranked 23rd of 140 tackles. All right, so then PFF rating, I'm assuming. So maybe it's not Laramie Tunsil. But there are question marks and there's concerns. 4 out of 140 for pass protection. It's great news for Jaden Daniels. And also Cliff Kingsbury killed it with Kyler Murray the first year and then couldn't adapt to defensive adjustments to him. Second, third, fired. Right? So, like, Cliff Kingsbury had that same opportunity before with a highly poised quarterback, blah, blah, blah. Sure, Kyler Murray got hurt. It's a big deal. Jaden Daniels' frame is slight. Injuries concern me with him. And for that reason, I'm just nervous because 9.5 is such a good line. Go ahead, Nevada.
I was going to say, I think I want to compare Kyler and Jaden together because we all know about Jaden's off-field, not issues, but I guess lack of commitment. I mean, it had to be in his own contract.
You mean Kyler's off-field? You said
Right.
Jaden.
That,
I was just I thought Jaden had a headset that he practiced at.
Right. Jaden, nothing against Kyler. Like, he's a good quarterback, but he's been one of those quarterbacks who's kind of always been wanting more as a fan to see more out of him because you think he should have that.
It's like what mood is he in? Does he want to ball out today, or does he want to just not be here?
Right. And we talked about it. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, where they had to put in his contract, like, you actually have to study. That's not the case with Jaden. So that could be the difference for Cliff year 1, year 2 between Jaden and Kyler. I think there's much more of a drive with Jaden than there is Kyler.
And there's also the chance that Cliff has gotten better, right? Like, That's one thing like most people don't factor in, right? Like coaches don't just show up and are the best. They learn on the job, they adapt, they improvise, they understand how players fit into what they're doing. They know what they're looking for in drafts, so it impacts their draft strategy differently to bring in guys who can instantly impact, right? It's all about designing situations to develop it. But as of right now, if I have to pick right now, and Terry McLaurin is not on the field for the Washington Commanders, I am concerned. I do not think Deebo Samuel can carry the load that Terry McLaurin can. And I'm not telling I think the Washington Commanders are on the right. I would not pay Terry McLaurin $35.5 million a year for 3 years. I wouldn't do it. I'm not doing it. I don't care if I got a guy on a rookie contract. Terry McLaurin barely eclipsed 1,000 yards last year. And guess what? That was always our marker, right? Did they eclipse 1,000 yards? We added an extra fucking game for this kid to do it. And he barely did it. Is his touchdowns going to be as positive? Or is Jaden Daniels going to turn around? Zach Ertz is another year older. Zach Ertz, is he going to be able to? I mean, we've been discounting Zach Ertz for years now. So I don't want to get too crazy with it because that man has shut everyone up for like 5 years in a row. But he is still 33, like 34. I'm just concerned, and I don't know how I really feel about a 9.5 line. Like going over seems like the no-brainer, but it's the National Football League. It's the National Football League. Craziness happens all the time, and you're one injury away from it just being doomsday. So I'm going to pick the Washington Commanders to go 9-8. I will take the under and no to make the playoffs. Strength of schedule, I don't believe in Cliff Kingsbury. I believe in Jaden Daniels, but Jaden Daniels scares me because he doesn't have calf muscles. And is that like a legitimate way to bet? Sure. Like maybe calf muscles aren't that important. But my man's just light in the ass, boys. All right, go ahead.
All right, so last year's third place team predicted to finish third again this year. The Dallas team plus 6,000 to win the Super Bowl, plus 600 to win this division, plus 180 to make the playoffs, minus 220 to miss the playoffs. Win total over under set at 7.5.
I love this. We're talking about Eric's second favorite team. They got a new head coach. Brian Schottenheimer was their OC the year prior. He's also going to be calling plays. And then they brought in Matt Eberflus of the Chicago Bears variety to come helm their defensive coordinator position. 2 years removed from Dan Quinn departing from the Commanders. So in free agency, the Cowgirls were active. They brought in Dante Fowler Jr. from the Commanders. They brought in Robert Jones, guard from the Dolphins. They brought in Brian Anger, punter. Sorry, they re-signed Brian Anger, punter. Brought in Javonte Williams, running back from the Broncos. Solomon Thomas, DN lineman from the Jets. Peyton Turner, DN edge defender from the Saints. Israel Makuma, cornerback from the they re-signed him. Jack Sanborn, linebacker from the Bears. They re-signed Trent Sieg, long snapper. Brought in Miles Sanders, running back from the Panthers. Hakeem Adeniji, guard, was brought in from the Browns. They re-signed Dakota Shepley. They brought in Robert Rochelle, corner from the Chiefs. Juron Christian, left tackle from the Browns, as well as James Houston from the Browns, outside linebacker. And finally wrapped it up with Christian Matthew, corner from the Ravens. They lost to Marcus Lawrence, edge rusher, to the Seahawks. Jordan Lewis, corner, to the Jags. Brandon Cooks, wide receiver, to the Saints. Chauncey Golston, edge rusher, to the Giants. Chuma Edoga, tackle, to the Jaguars. Quarterback Cooper Rush from the Ravens went to the Ravens. Rico Dowdle joined the Panthers. Trey Lance joined the Chargers. And Carlos Watkins, edge, and Amani Oruwariye, corner, joined the Titans. In the draft, the Dallas Cowboys took Tyler Booker, guard, in the first round. Donovan Eziraku, defensive end, out of Boston College, in the second. Siobhan Revel Jr., corner, in the third, out of East Carolina. No fourth-round pick. Took 2 fifth-rounders with Jadon Blue and Shamar James, running back and long linebacker, respectively. In the sixth, they took a Johnny Cornelius, tackle. In the seventh, they took Jay Towe, Phil Motha, and Tommy Akinbosite, tackle, running back and tackle, respectively. As far as trades goes, Dallas acquired Kyer Elam from the Bills. They acquired Kenneth Murray from the Titans, Joe Milton III from the Patriots, and George Pickens, the wide receiver from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right.
Go ahead, Nevada. Give us your thoughts.
Quick.
Schedule and then thoughts.
Yep. So again, the Cowboys open up in Philly for the first game of the year. Then they'll come home to host the Giants. Then they'll go on the road to play the Bears. Then they'll be home to host the Packers. Then they'll go to New York or New Jersey to play the Jets. And then they'll head down south to Carolina to play the Panthers. Then they'll be home against the Commanders. Then they'll go to Denver for the Broncos, home against the Cardinals. Then they'll take a trip to Vegas. And they'll come home to play the Eagles and host the Chiefs. Then they'll head out to Detroit. Then they will host the Vikings and the Chargers. Then they will go to D.C. and finish out in New Jersey against the Giants.
The Cowboys have the 5th ranked schedule with their opponent win percentage at 5.57.
5.57.
Thoughts?
Yeah, as far as Dallas is concerned, they need to find a running back, let alone, get some running back dominance like they used to have. We saw how effective the offense was when they would have a dominant run game. I'm not sure if the running back is on their team. Javonte Williams hasn't been the same since he tore his ACL. Miles Sanders has popped up here and there, but has largely been absent. And then you got the rookie with Jadon Blue, plus Deuce Vaughn from last year and their 7th-round pick that Jermaine had mentioned. Bringing in CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens I think is going to be fun because their new OC loves to throw the ball. So I think Dak might potentially have a career year, in part because I don't think the run game is going to be great and they're going to have to throw. Plus the fact that the OC loves throwing the ball. I think the way that this team is going to win games is by the defense reestablishing some superiority. I don't think it's going to be enough to get them into the playoffs. It'll be interesting to see how George Pickens plays in this offense now that he's playing alongside a bona fide number one, where he's not trying to be a de facto alpha male. It'll be interesting to see how he thrives in that environment. That being said, man, I think I'm going to go under 7.5. I think they're going to repeat it again, 7-10. No to make the playoffs, obviously, at that rate. But yeah, if they can get a running game, then I think they could be a little more scary for teams. But at this point, I don't see how they have much of a running game based on who's in their running back stable.
Yeah, part of me thinks that we should take unders on all these teams, to be honest. Schedules are brutal. I know it's an unpopular sentence to say out loud because nobody can talk about this team objectively, but Dallas Cowboys crushed their offseason. I mean, there isn't a better way to say it. Like, they haven't had a good running back for a few years, and it hasn't impacted them, right? Everyone thought Tony Pollard was going to be good. Tony Pollard wasn't, right? And they still won double-digit games. I'm of the ilk that Miles Sanders is still a very good and competent player, and that he probably ends up being the most valuable running back that comes out of this backfield. Jadon Blue, he's a horn. I root for him, but if we're being honest, like, he's not the answer. And Javonte Williams was given a cajillion opportunities by Sean Payton and ran slower than Nevada and Eric combined. Like, I just think Miles Sanders is the least obvious option coming out of that, and then Miles Sanders will end up quietly being a 1,000-yard rusher. I think Dallas runs a very good scheme offensively, and they added George Pickens, something they haven't had before. And here's the preface, right? Because as long as Dak Prescott is healthy, the Dallas Cowboys are a double-digit win team. It is what it is. I mean, as most teams, right? Most teams, as long as their very good quarterback is healthy, they probably sniff 10 wins. And Dak Prescott was hurt last year, so I'm betting against an injury this year. And I will take the over 7.5 and yes to make the playoffs for the Dallas Cowboys. I was going to come in here and get frisky with the New York Giants because I love them as a sleeper team. So you could just book it as the over. I ain't betting on Russell Wilson. And I sure as fuck ain't betting on Jameis Winston. You know what I mean? If Russell gets benched, they put Jameis in. I ain't doing that. And then Jackson Darden's a rookie. Definitely not betting on that.
If Micah Parsons is in the fold, that's an easy over bet, correct?
For sure. First of all, I probably should have said at the beginning, excellent call out. I am betting with the expectations that Micah Parsons eclipses the highest paid non-quarterback player by $2 million per. Like, it's the Dallas Cowboys. They are fans and team are concerned with winning. Jerry Bartholomew Jones, some might say, are only obsessed with you talking about his football team, whether it's good or bad. Nevada, you had a quote for us?
Yes. So today it came out that Jerry Jones and apparently Micah Parsons negotiated a deal. And Jerry said that they had agreements on term, amount, guaranteed money, and everything. And they were going to send it over to Micah Parsons' agent, who basically blew him off. And in the words of Jerry Jones, quote, "When we wanted to send the details to the agent, the agent told us to stick it up our ass," end quote.
First of all, if the agent said that, fuck yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he said that, that's awesome. That's amazing. I heard this point the other day on a fantasy football podcast that I listened to, and one of them was saying Micah Parsons just needs to force his way out to, like, teach the Dallas Cowboys that this is not how you do business, and I'm a star, and I'm not going to tolerate you doing business like that, right? Like, they did Dak like this. They did CD like this. They did Zeke like this. Like, this is what they do. If you're a star player, they drag it out until September 1st. They hand you the fattest contract. Ends up costing them tens of millions because they didn't hand you the fattest contract at the time before 4 other players signed, right? And at a certain point in time, someone has to be like, okay, fine. Like, I was like, look, hey, I respect you to offer me all that money, but you guys say it's a business all the time. I hate to break it to you. There are teams who are fighting for the number 1 pick who are willing to pay Micah Parsons that money. Like the New Orleans Saints, we're dumb as shit, right? With a lot of the moves we make. I ain't going to disagree. We ain't in a position to add a Micah Parsons. We would still do it because you understand how good Micah Parsons is. You understand what I'm saying? Like, look, so if Micah isn't
Micah
there,
is the missing piece for the Saints.
yeah, yes, dude, Micah is the missing piece for underline. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so part of me is just like, look, I think he should just force his way out. And if he forces his way out, this is an easy no to make the playoffs. This is an easy. Dallas has a decision on their hands with Dak Prescott next year when they're drafting top 5. And they're looking at their shitty fucking team. They don't re-sign George Pickens because they have holes everywhere. And George Pickens walks. And now you have concerns everywhere. Dallas is on the cusp of very spooky territory, and I can speak to that as a Saints fan. I'm assuming that Micah Parsons eclipses the highest paid non-quarterback number, and I'm not concerned. There hasn't been a second of doubt that he doesn't play for the Cowboys this year. So
that was giving me my question to both of you. Where's Micah at the end of the year? What team?
Dallas,
but not on an extension. And he'll be in Dallas one more year on a franchise tag, and then he's gone. They'll use up his juice, and then they'll get rid of him.
Okay. He's not franchised right now, though.
No, next year.
So they franchise him next year?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's on Dallas again next year then?
Yeah, and franchised, but then it'll end extremely because then they're not going to want to, because you know how it doubles or triples or whatever the case is when you do the second franchise tag. That's when they'll let him walk. And
well, next year's the first franchise tag, right? Like, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, he's on the last year of his contract right now.
Got it.
Yeah, he's on his 5th-year option.
You just keep saying franchise tag, so I'm just like, wait a minute. Gotcha. I get what you're saying. So 2 more years of Micah in Dallas, and then he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm him, I'm pushing out. If I'm him, I'm just like, fuck it. I'll hold out. I just, dude, I don't know, man. Trey Hendricks and him should get traded somewhere fun. It's basically where I'm at. I'm under the impression Micah Parsons resigns, so therefore I'm taking Dallas. I think Dallas has a shot to win the division this year.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas has historically won double-digit games like for the last 25 years. No one wants to admit it because it's the funnest thing to talk shit about them. But we always talk shit about the playoffs. Dallas is a regular season squad. It's just how it goes. Yeah. So I'm going with the over. I'm taking them to make the playoffs, and I reserve judgment to change my mind on the last divisional breakdown. Maybe we have a podcast where we finalize our picks like right before the season starts. But yeah, let's keep it pushing.
All right. So last year's 4th place finish, New York Giants are predicted to finish 4th again, plus 20,000 for the Super Bowl, plus 2,500 for the division, plus 650 to make the playoffs, minus 1,100 to miss the playoffs. And their win total is set at 11.5. That's crazy. 5.5.
Brother, imagine. I would have been shook. I was just like, what the fuck? Dude. We'll get into it later, but this defense. I mean, this defense, bro. No changes at head coach at any coaching position, any of the main coaching positions, right? Dable, Kafka return as head coach OC, and then Shane Bowen is returning after 1 year. In free agency, they added Paulson Adebo from New Orleans, cornerback, Javon Holland, free safety from the Dolphins. They re-signed Darius Slayton. Feels like they hate him, but they keep paying him millions of dollars, so I don't understand what that team's doing. Russell Wilson joins from the Steelers. James Hudson joins from the Browns. Chauncey Golston joins from the Cowboys. Roy Robertson Harris joins from the Seahawks. Jameis Winston joins from the Browns. Greg Van Roten joins from the resigns. Chris Boyd joins from the Ravens. Jeremiah Ledbetter joins from the Jaguars. Zach Pascal joins from the Cardinals. They re-signed Emir Smith-Marset and Aaron Stinney. They brought in Demetrius Flanagan Foles from 49ers. Victor Demajuke from the Cardinals, Stone Forsythe from the Seahawks, re-signed Ty Summers and Gunnar Olszewski, and they brought in Kevon Wallace from the Seahawks. Relinquished, they lost Azeez Ojulari to the Eagles. I promise you, keep this name in mind. He will flash this season, and people will be like, where the fuck does this guy come from? Drew Lock joined from the Seahawks. Jason Pinnock joined from the 49ers. Dory Jackson left for the Drew Lock left to the Seahawks. Jason Pinnock left to the 49ers. Dory Jackson left to the Eagles, as well as Patrick Johnson. The Eagles just raided the Giants. Isaiah Simmons joined the Packers. Tim Boyle joined the Titans, and Devod Wilson joined the Lions. In the draft, the New York Giants had 2 first-round picks after a trade-up, which cost them their second-round pick this year. They took Abdul Carter, 3 overall, best player in the draft. He's going to be a problem. Jackson Dart, quarterback, was taken 25th overall. Jury's still out. Has looked good in preseason, but it's preseason. In the round 3, they took defensive tackle out of Toledo, Darius Alexander. In round 4, they took Cam Scatteraboo out of ASU, running back variety. In round 5, they took Marcus Membo, guard out of Purdue. And in round 7, they took Thomas Fadone II from Nebraska and Corey Black out of Oklahoma State, tight end and cornerback, respectively.
All righty. Giants open up in DC, and then they'll go to Dallas before they come home to host the Chiefs and the Chargers. Then they'll head down to New Orleans before they come home against Philly. Then they'll go into Denver. And then they'll go to Philly before coming home against the 49ers. Then back out against the Bears. Then they'll host the Packers. Then head over to Detroit. And then they'll head over to New England against the Patriots, a week 14 bye week. Then they'll come home to host the Commanders, the Vikings, and then finish out against the Raiders, and then at home against the Cowboys.
And they actually have the hardest schedule in the NFL, with their opponent win percentage being 574.
Oh,
I know we're using last year's win percentage to dictate this, and it's good to an extent. It's important to note that it's a new season every single year. In every single year, the hardest win percentage does not end up the hardest win percentage. So, it's a valuable tool, but it is not the end-all, be-all, right? Nobody saw the Rams with a negative point differential winning the NFC West last year. Nobody saw the Houston Texans struggling quite the way they did. You know what I mean? Nobody saw 2,000 yards from Saquon and 1,900 from Derrick Henry. Nobody saw that. So it's important to note it's not always the end-all, be-all. 5.5, too low. Give me the Giants. Over. But Nevada, give us your thoughts on the Giants.
Yeah, I am also taking the Giants over on that. I'm interested to see what Malik can do. It kind of feels like he's on an OBJ trajectory. I don't know if Jackson – I'm not big on Jackson Dart. I think I've mentioned it here on the podcast. The last game that he played for Ole Miss was, if I'm not mistaken, 3 picks in 90 seconds, something like that.
That's the last game I remember because we were texting about it. I don't know if that was the last game, but yes.
Yeah.
It was it was you're not doing it justice. It was worse than that.
He was crying was it the second pick or the third pick? I think it was the second one he was shell-shocked. The third one he started the waterworks.
Brother, there was 7 or 8 throws that should have been intercepted.
Yeah.
we all watched it. We're like,
yeah.
Wait a minute.
It was I know it was the last regular season game, so I don't know if he played in the bowl or not, but regardless, not the best note to go out on. But Malik Neighbors, obviously, he's an emerging stud, which is good because they don't really have any other wide receivers to speak of. Certainly not as a threat.
Dude, don't disrespect Darius Slayton like that, dude.
I was about to say the same thing. They keep paying this man like he is producing for him. Keep going, man. I'm going to look up career earnings, but keep going.
Yeah, he's got pictures of something. So I'm sure Jackson Dart, I don't know, week 7, week 8, he'll probably take the helm. I don't know, pick a week. I won't be surprised. Yeah, I won't be surprised if it goes Jackson Dart and then back to Russell. I don't know. Obviously, it's early. It's hard to tell if Jackson's going to be able to be that guy who takes over, week whatever and finishes out the year. But there's an outside chance. I think where this team gets their bread buttered is definitely on defense, and in particular that front seven. You could argue it's maybe the best, or certainly on the short list for the best front seven between Nunez Roches, Dexter Lawrence. Then you got Brian Burns, Bobby Okereke, Kayvon Thibodeau. I mean, that's a nasty front seven. Not to mention, some guy named Abdul Carter who's going to be coming around at some point as well.
What's crazy about that is you just named a lot of phenomenal pass rushers. And then the last person you named is their best pass rusher. That's how crazy that front seven is. You name stud. Like, I mean, relatively speaking, right? Like, I think 5 to 6 sacks is very impressive. I'm speaking to the wrong crowd right now with Eric and Nevada here. They don't get out of bed for anything less than 12. But we the best pass rushers, the Rook, they just took 3 overall. I'm like, this defense is crazy.
I think Abdul will have a better rookie year than Thibodeau, and I think part of that is that Thibodeau is there to guide him because he was just there a few years ago. Whereas when Kayvon came in, from if my memory serves, he didn't really have someone that was there to truly mentor him, especially someone close to him in age.
They traded for Lawrence.
But Lawrence is going to be more of an inside guy or hand in the dirt kind of guy. That's not Abdul. Abdul's coming from the outside, standing up on 2 feet.
Hendrickson, Michael Parsons type role.
Yeah, exactly.
We gotta put some more respect on Michael Parsons because that man plays out in coverage, and we ain't got Trey Hendrickson playing out in coverage like that. Michael Parsons be doing some crazy things. Yeah. So Kayvon Thibodeau also had an injury. Remember, he had the broken wrist, and then he had the leg injury, which hampered his training camp when he was a rookie on top of that, right? And then on top of that, he wasn't playing next to Brian Burns and Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah.
And now he's like, Abdul Carter's playing next to Kayvon Thibodeau. You know what I mean? Like, it's like Abdul Carter has the easiest job in football right now.
For a rookie,
pin them ears back, go get the boy. Everyone else is going to do the actual job of the defense, right? You know what I mean? Like the stuff that we're going to teach Abdul Carter to get.
Right.
And if I'm a Giants fan, this is a fun fucking year. I'm not expecting anything. Russell Wilson, as much as we crushed him with the Denver Broncos, he won like 8-9 games both times with them. Pittsburgh Steelers, he goes in, takes over, leads them to the playoffs, right? Russell Wilson is as steady as it comes to just playing winning football. It's not sexy unless it's a deep ball. Russell, I've been watching a lot of preseason because Tyler Shuck and Spencer Rattler are a QB battle. I ain't never watched this, but I always had Drew Brees. I never had to watch. You know what I mean? So this year, I've been watching like way more preseason football than I'm willing to admit. Russell fucking Wilson throws the prettiest deep ball in football. I've been saying it for years. That shit leaves the television screen and you just got motherfuckers running downfield, and all of a sudden the ball just drops into the wide receiver's hands. It's special. And Russell Wilson could do enough to get them to 8 wins. I think 8 is the ceiling, though. I don't think they can get to 500. 8's the ceiling, and you have to split division, right? You have to like snake 2 from Dallas, 1 from Washington, snake 1 from Philly, 2 from Washington. Like you got to go 3-3 in the division in order to get that. That's a fucking brutal division. So that's why I couldn't quite come in here as monster bullish as I wanted to with this Giants team. This Giants team is fun, though. And let Jameis Winston get on this motherfucking field.
I think the Giants are going to be more of a pain and a thorn more frequently than we anticipate.
Here's the best way I could say it. My favorite pick to cover the spread every week will be the New York Giants.
That's probably a good way to look at it. Yeah.
I just think there's too much talent on it. I think Brian Daboll gets a lot of flack, despite the fact that he took Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, and us 3 at wide receiver to the playoffs and beat the 13-win Minnesota Vikings. He won with Daniel Jones. He was so good. He got Daniel Jones $40 million a year
and a starter.
Yeah, they were like, we're paying Daniel Jones, not Saquon. That's how good a coach Brian Daboll was.
Yeah, he's done admirable for the product he's been given.
Brother, like the fact we can't name a second wide receiver on this team for the last 6 years is crazy.
Wan'Dale Robinson, come on now.
Captain line of scrimmage.
Darius Slayton, Wan'Dale Robinson. Come on, dude. Put some respect on these boys.
Wan'Dale Robinson's a PPR machine, but if he catches it for 2 yards, he's getting you 1.
I know. I had that issue when I was drafting my fantasy team. The wide receiver was looking real thin. I was like, man, I don't want Wan'Dale, but I don't have a choice. I got to go with Wan'Dale.
Wan'Dale for sure catching 80 balls for 500 yards.
Wan'Dale's going to have a Tyler Lockett type season this year with Russ.
All right, put money on it.
No, I'm just fucking around. I'm not doing all that.
Speaking of putting money on it, Eric and I do have happens to be a week 1 bet. And if I remember right, Eric, it was.
I can tell you if you want to give it a go.
Yeah.
Jalen Carter needs to get 2 sacks against the Cowboys in week 1.
Jalen Carter, that's right.
Yeah.
I was thinking Jordan Davis for some reason.
I might as well just buy you your case of beer now.
You was reckless with it.
I don't care, dude. I just I forget that guy doesn't really he's not a numbers guy. He's
what was his highest season sack total?
4.5.
Hell yeah.
Was it that high? That seems higher than it was actually.
It was either 4 or 5 sacks.
4 in the playoffs, so if we count the playoffs.
I mean, I respect that, bro. I respect. All right, so he had 6 sacks in 2023 and 4 in 2024.
6, all right.
6, yeah. I thought you know what? I might be confusing him with Shamar Stewart because we talked about both those players a ton this offseason, and Shamar Stewart was just he had 4.5 career sacks, and the Bengals were like, yeah, we're gonna draft you in the first round. Crazy work, bro. Crazy work, bro. So Darius Slayton actually not as paid as I thought he was. Only $15 million for only. I love how I could say that like I'm making $50 million. To date, not counting 25, 26, 27, he's made 15.6.
I mean, for how shitty of a player he is.
I honestly think you put him on other teams and he has those who's the best player?
He's been shitty since college, dude. That's all I know.
Dude, you're just negative.
He's been so shitty. He keeps getting contracts.
You know how Gabe Davis Like everyone gassed Gabe Davis up, and he was supposed to be something like that. I think Darius Slayton could be Gabe Davis. Like not name expectations, but like actual output. You know how Gabe Davis doesn't ever actually, he's like 800 yards, 806, which is, first of all, very good for a wide receiver. We just play a stupid game that makes us hate those kind of wide receivers. Like he's a good NFL football player is the moral of the story, what I'm trying to say. For my division order, I'm going to go. Look, dude, I know they burnt me once, but I'm doing it, dude. This is it. This is the year. Give me Philly to repeat, dude. Give me the Philly to repeat. But if they are losing, I will mercilessly troll Eric. And then I'll take Dallas second, Washington a close third. I think it's going to come to those head-to-head matchups, and Dallas is going to sneak one. And then Giants fourth. But Giants end up picking like 8th or 9th, and we're all looking at the Giants next year like.
They'll go D-line again.
Nah, dude. Dude, what?
They will. That's just all they know how to do now. They're like, we can't score. We can't run the ball, but ain't nobody going to score on us or run the ball on us.
They go take the Denver Broncos, make a strength approach.
Oh, they're like, what about all those holes? Nah, strength. We're gonna. You see this right bicep? It's gonna be huge. What about that left one? We don't use the left one.
They're gonna be running a dual Carter at free safety.
The Broncos are. I'm pretty sure the Broncos are playing a corner on left tackle right now.
One of the best offensive lines in all of football.
No, like defending left tackle, Nevada, not at left tackle.
Oh, I was like, that's a wild assertion right there, sir.
Nah, no slight to the O line. I love the hog mollies.
Oh man,
dude, if they're heavy the ass, I'm watching. It's just I'm gay like that, bro. I'm like 5% gay, maybe 10, maybe 15 if you got a McDonald's and $50K.
What? 1% for each lineman. I got the Manders, Eagles. Let's do it. I'm going Giants, boys.
Let's go. I look. I have wrestled with this division. Part of me wanted to pick the Cowboys last, but I assume Micah Parsons is playing.
Yeah.
Right? I assume Micah Parsons is playing, and a part of me does not think Terry McLaurin's playing. Or if he is, he's not very good because he didn't have the fucking usual. I don't know, man. I'm just concerned.
Yeah, it's going to be, I think, off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure this is the only division where there's two teams whose performance is going to be wildly determined by if and when their number one guys come back.
Yeah, I guess you could do like Bengals Steelers because TJ Watt, Cam Hayward are holding out, and then obviously we know that
TJ's back.
Yeah, TJ's back.
Oh, I keep forgetting TJ Watt signed that contract.
But yeah, Cam Hayward's holding out for sure.
Cam Hayward's holding out.
I can't play football for $15 million a year.
And then I love me some Trey Hendrickson. I think he's phenomenal, especially I think he's probably one of, not anymore, but underrated DNs. Bringing him back, I don't know if it changes that shitty defense.
The problem is they can't stop the run, and they didn't stop the run with Trey Hendrickson last year. So
right. Like your best hope is that he can get to the quarterback quick enough where he causes mistakes. But when you have no other threats on defense, all the OC has to do is say, hey, our running back's coming out of the backfield, you're chipping him. We're done. We're not concerned about anything else.
Even if you get 17, that's one a game. Like, that's one time in the game where you disrupt the – you know what I mean? Like, yes, pass rush is insanely essential.
A sack is a turnover. A sack is a drive ender.
It can be.
Almost always a sack is a drive ender. If I got a guy who could give me 17 drive enders, I ain't gonna be like, it's only one a game. Like, no, that's 17 I didn't have.
No, I'm not trying to belittle what he's doing. I'm just saying, like, there's still more opportunity. Like, even if he got one a game, which he probably won't, there'll be games where he won't get some, games where he gets like 5 or 4.
He ain't getting 17 again. I would put money that he is. Well, first of all, it's easy now because he ain't fucking playing football right now.
Take the under.
Yeah. It's easy. He ain't practice. I'll take the under for sure. It's for these players like Terry McLaurin. I'm gonna go look at his stats and take unders.
Smart.
Like Trey Hendrickson, I'll take unders. Like, that's just like, I get what you're saying, Eric. I was just busting your balls because, like, there's a reason why we get gassed up about sacks. It kills the drive. This is why we get so mad when our quarterback gets sacked.
Yeah, if he kills one drive and they score on every other drive because they can't stop the run because they got no corners out there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, cool, you helped us on one drive. Every other drive they fucking scored on us.
I love it. I 100% agree with what you're saying. I just love the verbiage. They got no corners out there, so they can't stop the run. I was just like, what?
That dude. I went from run to the corners.
I was like, Cooper, did you?
I haven't had nicotine in like 5 hours. All right, dude.
There's some defensive coordinators like Vic Fangio who make defense simple. And then there's D coordinators like Eric, who's like, all right, we're going to have our corners come in.
I need the D tackle to bust out and play safety.
Yeah, we're going to have the hog mollies fall back. And they're going to cover those guys because they take up more space. And then the DBs, they're skinnier, so they can get between the tackles a lot easier. And we're going to do this all on the fly before they snap the ball. Any questions? Let's go.
Be revolutionary.
Eric's dropping Jalen Carter into quarters concepts.
Hey, I need to play nickel today.
I need you to close on this wide receiver.
Playing man, you stick with him.
Get him.
You see Cheetah over there?
Yeah,
you're all over him.
You got 5 yards to make sure he doesn't get past you. After that, you got to stick with him.
Yep.
Jalen Carter on Tyreek Hill, I would pay money to see that. Honestly, here's my question, right? If Jalen Carter gets a mitt on Tyreek Hill,
it's over.
At the line of scrimmage,
yeah, he's on his ass.
But also, Tyreek Hill hits a little wobble.
That's a wide motherfucker you got to go around. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But Jalen Carter's mitts could stop a Tyreek Hill. But there is a.
Did your mic disconnect? Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, we're losing him. If Jalen Carter got on Tyreek Hill, he'd either put him on his ass, or Tyreek would do a little shuffle like AI coming off the arc, step back. Oh man, someone's winning that match, and I at this point I'm taking Tyreek every time.
I don't know, man. I might just go bear hug him, Jalen. Just go manhandle that young bud. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Right.
So, all right, Eric, you got anything else for this division before we get out of here?
No, I mean, I'm obviously hella biased, but I will say this: I'm going to make a guarantee: the Giants will win their first 2 games.
Oh,
yeah, I think the Giants will start 2-0. They'll start making a little noise. People will be like, "Oh, what's going on in the NFC East? Like, are the Giants for real?" Blah blah blah, and then they'll
drop 3 or 4.
Yeah, they'll reveal their true selves. This division is really interesting. You know, nobody's ever repeated since 2000 as a division winner. You know, after we went to the Super Bowl, we reloaded and we kept everybody. And I was like, yeah, we're for sure gonna break that curse or that whatever streak, I would call it. And no, we didn't do it. We ended up shitting the bed that year, and rest is history. We come back and reload again, and then we win the Super Bowl. So I don't know, like, what it's gonna. I don't know, like, maybe it's just a streak. Maybe it's just an actual curse on this division. Like, you're just not gonna repeat, but I have confidence. We were the youngest team on the defensive side of the ball last year. We added Jahad Campbell. which is going to be, I think, one of the sneak picks of this draft. There's a couple other guys that went to some really great places. I know you were a little sad about Jahdae Barron, but I think with him and Surtain, dude, like the future is bright over there for you guys. But not to get too sidetracked, I think the Giants are going to be a hell of a game for anybody they play. They might even sneak one against Philly, sneak one against Dallas. Like, oh no, they're for sure sneaking one against Dallas and Washington because they're winning week 1 and 2. But yeah, I think it'll go Eagles. We'll win the division. We'll make the playoffs. After that, dude, I don't really want to pick anybody here, but I think it'll go. I think it'll go. Commanders, Giants, Cowboys will finish last. I think the Cowboys are going to fall apart. I don't think people will understand. Like, I think the players themselves are kind of in the interviews. From what I've heard, it seems like they're kind of done with, like, they're just over the Jerry Jones shenanigans. Like, everybody knows Micah Parsons should have been paid. Like, this isn't a question of name like another player that you think that deserves it more than him right now. Like, I can't. I'm hard pressed to find one.
Sure.
Like, you pay that man. He's 26 years old, no, 25 years old. Like, he's a top 3 defensive player in the league, and he's going to anchor your defense for the next 5-6 years.
Yep. And
Jerry does this every year, and they just, people don't. They gotta sing and dance for their money. That's what it is. They gotta sing and dance for their money. But I'm trying not to be biased. That's how I have it finishing. It's gonna be a fucking roller coaster of a year. I can already tell. Like, my heart rate's already up. Like, I'm already hot and sweaty. Like, just thinking about the season. So, Super Bowl. You experienced this. You win the Super Bowl, and then everybody's got a bigger target on you. Like, and everybody wants to bring the juice, and then so I'm just. And the media just doesn't like our team, so I got that going for us. And then people don't like our fans because they are absolutely the worst fans in the world. So
I was gonna say their own fans don't like their own team.
Yeah, it's all bad, dude. Like, it's all bad, and it's all good because we're Super Bowl champs and we have a loaded roster. And like, I think we could easily win the division, and I think we can make a deep playoff run, even maybe be another repeater. Like, who knows? Like, I know it's hard as hell in football, and you have to have perfect luck and stuff, but I just want the season to start and just get going so I can just get into the rhythm of it. And they open Thursday night against the Cowboys, opening game of the season, ring ceremony. The next day is my birthday, so I'm either going to have the greatest birthday of all time or that whole weekend's a bust. Like, and that's how it is with Philly for me. So
go Cowboys.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Jermaine's back and killing the vibe.
On that note, give me Eagles to repeat.
Yeah, I love it. You hear my lock, Jermaine? While you were fixing your screen?
I took a piss, so I did not. Sorry, go ahead.
The New York Giants will win their first 2 games.
Okay, who are the first 2 teams?
Washington and Dallas. They will win their first 2 games, dude. Washington's not going to have Scary Terry. We're going to have okay. That's what we're doing.
You guys see the YouTube. You guys see the YouTube video for that one. Look, that's not a crazy sentence. It's not. Russell Wilson is the quarterback. Like, people, I know it's fun to hate Russell Wilson because he turned into.
He's a goober.
Yeah, he turned into like the corniest, gooberest. Like, he's just a weird dude. Russell Wilson still slangs that rock. We watched it last year. He slanged that thing on the football field last year. And he only had George Pickens. So he only has Malik Neighbors. So there's literally no difference. It's not crazy. It's also crazy. You know what I mean?
Aaron Tracy, 2,000-yard rusher.
Oh, jeez.
I'm just kidding, dude.
We were all right with the picks, bro. Like, you just had to go too far.
No. I just making fun of them because they lost their star rusher.
Oh, all right. So I missed the unbiased, unflinching, but trust me, I've never missed it.
You knew exactly what it entailed.
I've gotten it for 4 months, dog.
How biased was I really? Nevada. Come on, give me a little bit of credit
I
here.
believe I heard Eagles repeat is what I heard. That's how biased I heard.
Dude.
So is 0-17.
Thank you, brother.
But it's not gonna happen.
Well, both could be right.
When Cowboys spoil your birthday weekend, I'm calling and FaceTiming Cole. And then bringing you into it. Like, that's
a real way to damage the friendship for life, right there, dude.
Just know that
my birthday.
Your birthday's the next day.
Yeah, I get a month, motherfucker. Didn't you get a month?
Oh,
get a month.
No, I did not. Dude.
No, I'm just kidding. You got a weekend.
White girl wonderland over here, bro. Only white women do months, bro. It's exhausting to do a birthday month.
I haven't even done like a birthday week.
Me either.
I don't even really celebrate. It's a birthday. It's another day, dude.
I was so hungover after my birthday. I missed my girl's comedy stand up. I didn't even try to sell the ticket. I was so hungover. I was just like, I'm just not going. I just catch her next special on Netflix. Shout out my girl Taylor Thomason. She's fucking hysterical. All right, Nevada, you got anything else?
Nothing here, sir.
Eric, you got anything else?
Go Birds.
Was it biased?
I got a hat on. I got the jersey on. I got the ring behind me. Like, I got the tattoo on my leg. Like, I bleed green. Like, I'm clearly biased.
Yeah, almost for a decade. So for myself, Jermaine Claude Mendez, for my executive producers, the Nutty Putty and the EP, we'll see you next time when you come on down and step into the room. Oh, actually, that's incorrect. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Hold up. Wait a minute. Stop. Rewind. Follow us on Instagram, X, and YouTube at Podcast Room 303. Follow our sister pods on all things socials and wherever you get your podcast, Revenge of the Pod. For Eric, current reigning defending champ, put some respect on it. For Nevada, Super Bowl hopeful. I picked against him, but that's just because the NFL is crazy, so I've just been picking crazy. For myself, future number one pick. We'll see you next time when you come on down and step into the room.